Mr. Ponte, Mr. Parity, Mr. Mancuso, Mrs. Dennis, Mrs. Black.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Perfect attendance. Right. If you're able to, please stand for the invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Lord, we thank you for bringing us together safely this evening. We are grateful that you have provided our district with the means to put procedures into place to keep our employees and students safe during the school day and during extracurricular events. We're blessed to have so many educators and officials working together to keep our community safe. We pray for the families of those who lost family members, and we ask that you give them the strength and faith they need as they mourn their loss. We ask for your continued blessings for our school system and communities. In your name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
First up is our recognition of newly appointed positions. One moment.
Mr. Gregory, you can come up. Okay, I first want to recognize Mr. Ashley Gregory. Mr. Gregory is one of our data analysts. Mr. Gregory holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Systems from Notting Trent University in the United Kingdom. He is fluent in several operating systems, networking, software, hardware, and software languages. He began his career as a senior IT support specialist in 2015 in the United Kingdom. In 2023, he was working in St. Mary Parish as a computer technician. He is looking forward to the opportunity to use his technical training and expertise to help refine the processes and systems that are currently implemented in our district. He looks forward to the challenge. Congratulations. And would you like to say anything?
Say thank you very much.
We next have Miss Catherine Hewitt, also known as Miss Katie Hewitt. Ms. Hewitt is a native of Franklin, Louisiana. She holds a bachelor's degree in mathematics from LSU, a master's in educational leadership, and she is a SACS accredited mathematics dual enrollment certified instructor. She began her teaching career in 2007 and moved to the public school system in 2008 at Patterson High School. She taught at 4 of the 6 schools: Patterson, Berwick, Franklin, and West St. Mary. Since 2011, she had served as a math master teacher at Karen Crowe High School in Lafayette Parish. She works as part of our leadership team and implements data-driven decisions and ongoing progress monitoring in an effort to achieve success for all students. She is also currently an adjunct professor for Southern University, and she enjoys working with others to identify and solve problems in order to maximize student learning and success. The appointment will allow her to continue to build upon her abilities in data-driven educator. Sorry. That's all I have. You have any words? Sorry.
I just want to say thank you. It's good to be home.
And now we have Mrs. Susan Tragle. Mrs. Tragle's been a part of St. Mary Parish School System since 2005. She holds a bachelor's in general studies, a master's in education and academically gifted, a master's plus 30 in educational technology, and an educational specialist in educational leadership. She is a standing board member of the Association of Gifted and Talented Students of Louisiana and the Morgan City Community Concert Association. She's assistant treasurer for the Louisiana Reading Council and secretary for the Nichols Reading Council. I think you need a few more things there. She also serves as an adjunct instructor at Southern New Hampshire University. She states that it is her goal to combine her range of expertise and her experiences to be a compassionate, enthusiastic educational leader who will continue to make a positive contribution to our students. Congratulations, and would you like to say anything?
Thank you. I look forward to making a positive contribution to Gifted and Talented in St. Mary. Thank you.
And I'd like to recognize her husband who is here with her this evening. Coach Triggle, if you'd like to stand.
And I'm not going to tell him that he taught me his first year. Okay, their approval of the amended agenda. There is no amended agenda. Next up is the approval of official school board minutes from the regular meeting from August 10th, 2023. Can we do them in Globo? All right, and we'll vote on approval of the official board minutes in Globo along with the special session budget workshop from August 16th, 2023.
Motion to approve.
Ms. Griffin makes a motion to approve. Mr. Mancuso seconds it. Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is the approval of the consent agenda. The items preceded with an asterisk will constitute the consent agenda, with board members being able to remove any items so desired from the consent agenda at the board meeting. All remaining items will constitute the finalized consent agenda and be voted on all together. Dr. Fagenbush, can you please read the consent agenda items?
Number 1, review policies from Forethought Consulting as revised by Hammonds and Sills. A, executive sessions. B, CCK. B, annual operation budget, DC. C, audits, DID. D, emergency/crisis management, EBBC. E, public health emergency, EBBI. F, video/audio monitoring of school board property, EBCB. G, student transportation management, ED. H, sick leave, GBRIB. And I, maternity and adoptive leave, GBRIC. Item 6, proclamations. A, National School Lunch Week, October 9th through the 13th, 2023. B, White Cane Awareness Day, October 15th, 2023. C, Red Ribbon Week, October 21st through the 29th, 2023. D, National School Bus Safety Week, October 23rd through the 27th, 2023. E, Bullying Prevention Month, October 2023. And F, Veterans Day, November 11th, 2023. Number 8, permission to submit the annual financial report, AFR, to the State of Louisiana Department of Education for the year ending June 30th, 2023. 10, request for disposal and weeding of library materials for the 2023-2024 school year. 13, memorandum of understanding between St. Mary Parish School Board and St. Mary /Vermilion CAA Head Start program with provisions of Public Law 102 through 119, the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, and Public Law 97-35, Federal Head Start Act. 14, Memorandum of Understanding between St. Mary/Vermilion CAA Head Start Program and St. Mary Parish School Board. 15, field trips. A, Berwick High School, Future Farmers of America, FFA organization travel to National FFA Headquarters and Event Center, Indianapolis, Indiana, October 27th through November 4th, 2023. B, Franklin High School, Future Farmers of America, FFA organization travel to Mississippi Youth Expo, State Fairgrounds, Jackson, Mississippi, December 7th through the 10th, 2023. And 17, permission to advertise for bid Franklin Senior High Roofing Project Phase 2 using ESSER funds.
Okay, what are the wishes of the board? Ms. Moore?
I want to pull items 13 and 14.
Okay. Mr. Folcord? Under proclamations, correct? Okay. Mr. Mancuso? Okay. Ms. LaSalle?
I don't know if Mr. Folkart, just pulled D on number 1. Is that the one you pulled? Crisis
pulled-
management, emergency crisis management.
No, Mr. Mancuso pulled all of number 1 off, and Mr. Folcord pulled off number 6D.
Okay, I also would like to pull under number 6 proclamations, E, Bullying Prevention Month in October.
That's it?
Yes,
All right, what are the wishes of the board? Ms. LaSalle?
I move to accept the consent agenda.
Okay, Ms. LaSalle makes a motion. Mr. Folcord, is that a second? That was a second? Okay, Mr. Folcord seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Number 1, review policies from Forethought Consultant as revised by Hammonds and Seals.
Yeah, so it's my understanding we needed some more time to review this on a legal standpoint. So I make a motion to table this item until our next month's meeting.
Okay, do we have a second? Mr. Parity seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 1 is going to be tabled until next month. Number 2, review and consider for approval the Louisiana Department of Education, LDOE, Certified and Support Staff Stipends, Guidance, and Allocation. Ms. Estee.
Good evening again. Okay, so the Louisiana Department of Education created the Certified and Support Staff Allocation Fund. So for certified personnel, they offered a $2,000 or have given a $2,000 stipend. And for support staff, it's a $1,000 stipend. So the state had released $2,319,638 to the school board August 22nd. This is not included in the MFP formula. So the Louisiana Department of Education certificated and support staff stipends, guidance, and allocation document outlines the appropriation of the guidelines, which are on page 2 and 3 in your packet. It lists what positions are eligible and which ones are not eligible. So in your packet, if you look at the guidelines on pages 2 and 3, towards the bottom of page 2, it gives you which positions are eligible to be included. And then below you see the teachers, the therapists, the specialists, the counselors, and so on, and all those codes. And then on page 3, towards the middle of the page, it lists those positions ineligible for the stipend, which includes pre-K personnel and then non-certified or support of regular pre-K personnel. So the district is also asking that we recommend to give the pre-K staff certified and support. It would cost $83,750 from our general fund. So we are recommending to pay that as well. In our goal book on page 5, which is also listed at the bottom of the letter Dr. Fagenbush has written, will be placed in our goal book for the salary schedule. We're recommending that the certificated people receive $1,000 if they're employed December 15th, and the payment would be received on December 21st of 2023, and then support staff would receive the $500. And in the spring, if they are employed April 19th of 2024, then they would receive their payment April 30th of 2024. Certificated people would receive the $1,000, the support staff would receive the $500. Any questions?
I have a
Yes, ma'am.
question. So we are breaking up the stipends in 2 payments.
Yes, ma'am.
So can you clarify to me why this is done?
You want me?
Okay.
Okay. So we felt it better to separate it. That way, if someone would leave us at mid-year, then we're not given the full amount. And if they go to another district, they get, extra stipends.
If I can, there have been several meetings with area superintendents concerning the distribution of the stipending funds. And pretty much most districts, especially those surrounding us, are doing this in the same time frame that we are. So that way we are all giving the supports as given by the State Department. And then therefore too, like Ms. Estee said, let's say we're doing it in December, but someone knows that a neighboring parish might be giving it in January. Well, they would quit in December to go to the neighboring parish in January to get the funds. So this is just a support. And also too, it just helps us because if we do hire some people at different intervals of the school year, we don't want to leave out anyone just because maybe we hire them in our second semester.
Any other questions? Ms. LaSalle?
I don't think this is the first time we've broken it up though, right? No, we've done this before for the same reason. I know that that constituents want the full amount, but they're used to getting it broken up. Those who have been employed with us for a while. So it's nothing new.
Okay, any other comments or questions? All right, what are the wishes of the board? Ms. LaSalle?
I make a motion to accept the recommendation of the agenda item and dispense the stipends as stated.
Ms. Ainsworth seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 3, recommend and approve a one-time stipend to all full-time active employees per the 0.45% sales tax allocation. Okay. As approved through public election, the St. Mary Parish School Board adopted a 0.45% sales tax beginning July 1st, 2021, dedicated to supplement employee salaries and benefits. At this time, the board has the opportunity to assess the current budget and determine if additional funds collected may be distributed to all full-time active employees except school board members in the form of a one-time stipend. In collaboration with Mr. Alton Perry, Chief Financial Officer, and Dr. Buffy Fagenbush, St. Mary Parish Public School Superintendent, I am recommending that the board approve a one-time stipend to all full-time active employees in the amount commensurate with fiscal reporting of the 0.45% sales tax collections through June 2023. It is estimated that a one-time stipend of $600 with benefits would cost the board approximately $900,000 and would be paid to all full-time active employees who have been employed since September 1st, 2023. If approved, the payment would be dispersed on November 17th, 2023. What are the wishes of the board?
So moved.
Ms. Moore makes a motion to accept the recommendation for the one-time stipend.
Second.
Mr. Ponte makes a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And we do thank all of our employees for all of their hard work. And so this is just a little appreciation that I'm so glad that we were able to do with the help of our taxpayers. Okay, next up, under Business Affairs, number 4, receive update on healthcare renewal and take appropriate action. Mr. Perez.
Hello again. As reported to the board in the earlier workshop, the commercial group health plan has been received from Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana. And the increase for the 2024 plan year is 16.1%, which amounts to $1,825,000 in annual increase. The Medicare Advantage plan, which insures those retirees who have both Parts A and B of Medicare, that is increasing $5 per member per month for a total annual increase of $42,000. And I seek from the board a recommendation and approval.
Okay, Ms. LaSalle.
I make a recommendation that the board absorb all of the increases for the upcoming in healthcare, insurance, or the insurance.
Right, Ms. LaSalle makes a motion to absorb the increases on both the Medicare and the active employee health insurance. Mr. Folkart, you second?
Yeah.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Number 5, approve casualty insurance for year commencing October 1st, 2023.
Hi, good afternoon. In your package, you should have a spreadsheet for this year's renewals, your liability. And I'm watching for everybody to flip. This board buys a liability package policy, which includes your general liability, your automobile, and your public officials, errors and omissions. And that policy is coming up for renewal on October 1st. The spreadsheet that you have in front of you is, I'm going to be talking about column 4. That's the current renewal offer by your agent, which is Paul's Agency. They use a national broker, McGriff Insurance Services, to go ahead and search the marketplace and get prices for renewal every year on your policies. You'll see the general liability section A is still the same, 2 million limit, 4 million aggregate, $25,000 deductible. There's absolutely no changes to the coverages at all through Lorma. When you look down on section A, line 11, you're going to see the total renewal premium for this year is going to be $238,709. That's a $47,000 increase over expiring. When you go down the page to section B, this is the automobile liability and physical damage section. Again, there's absolutely no changes here. There's still the 2 million limit of liability with a $25,000 deductible. You do have a comprehensive and collision deductible of $2,500 for physical damage. The premium is on line 8, which is going to be $246,059 for this renewal, about a $38,000 increase on the liability, the auto liability. When you flip the page, you're going to see section C, column 3 and 4 does not have any information listed. And that's because in 21, we combined the physical damage. Instead of having a separate physical damage policy, we included it last year and again this year with the Lorma liability policy. So we don't have a separate, it's included in that premium I just quoted on the liability, on the auto section. So section D is going to be the board errors and omissions liability. Again, no changes in any of your coverages, terms, or conditions. A $2 million limit, $2 million aggregate, $25,000 deductible. Go down to line 11, you're going to see the annual premium for this year is going to be $29,439. It's about a $5,900 increase over expiring. And then when you go to the very last section, F, which is your cyber liability, this is a separate policy. It's not part of your package policy. It is with Coalition Insurance Company. Same coverages you've had in the past, the $1 million limit, $50,000 deductible. The premium for this year is going to be $27,033, about a $1,500 increase. So when you look at the grand total of everything on line F, you're going to see last year, or should I say your expiring premium is at $447,553. The renewal this year is going to be at $541,240, about a $93,000 increase, or 21% is what it is. I have been seeing increases on liability for all of my school boards this year around the state. I handle 9 school boards, St. Mary being one of them. And I have seen increases, double-digit increases like this everywhere. It's just the cycle of the insurance market. The liability insurance market is cycling where it's going up. And you're going to see this for a few years before it levels back out. What I'm also seeing out there is there's fewer and fewer insurance companies wanting to write public school boards. They have a few out there, not as many as they've had in the past. There's still just a handful of them out there. Your broker, your agent uses a broker to get the quotes for you. And they do a really good job of going to all other carriers that are writing school boards in Louisiana and getting prices, indications from them so they can compare. So when I come here to present this to you, I've already reviewed all of them. And what I'm presenting and recommending to you is what's best, in my opinion, out there for you. And the best premium that there is out there, best coverage you get for that premium out there. I can tell you that your broker is, that broker your agent uses is a national broker. They have access to just about any insurance carrier that writes in Louisiana. And they go to 3 others that I usually see quotes from for public schools. I can tell you those 3 that I've constantly been seeing this year, the premiums are much higher than what you have right here. And not just the premiums, the coverages. St. Mary's fortunate that you're still able to keep that $25,000 deductible. Sounds like a lot, having a $25,000 deductible. That's one of the lowest deductibles there is out there today. Most of my other school boards are at 100, 150. I have 2 of them at 500,000. And they're not deductibles, they're actually self-insured retentions where the school board has to go out and hire a third-party administrator to come in and handle and adjust all their claims. So it's another cost that you got to add on above the insurance policies that you pay. So I just wanted, before I thought I know a lot of new faces here, so I'm like, okay, let me explain a little bit of what I actually help do and information I gather for you. So it's going to be my recommendation that you go ahead and approve the renewal tonight of the Lorma liability package. and the cyber liability policy at the 541-240. And I'll be happy to answer questions.
Any questions? Thank you so much. What are the wishes of the board? Ms. Griffin?
I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation.
Okay. Ms. Griffin makes the motion. Ms. Jones makes the second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. All right, number 6, under proclamations, we pulled the National School Bus Safety Week and E-Bullying Prevention Month.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Item 6D, National School Bus Safety Week is held during the third week of October to promote school bus safety. Here in St. Mary Parish, 62 school bus operators and other transportation staff safely transport our students to and from school. Bus Safety Week is a time to recognize the importance of our parish bus operators and appreciate the invaluable contributions they make to education and student safety, as they are the first persons to greet our students in the morning and the last persons to interact with them at the end of the school day. We hereby declare October 16th through the 20th as National School Bus Safety Week here in St. Mary Parish. Item 6E, the Bullying Prevention Month proclamation.
Hang on 1 second. Okay, so let's vote on this one.
Oh,
first.
I'm
To accept
sorry.
it. That's okay. All right,
sorry.
Ms. Moore makes a motion to accept the National School Bus Safety Week for October 16th through 20th,
20th,
2023.
yes.
Ms. Dennis makes a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right.
All right. Bullying prevention. Every day kids interact with each other is unfortunately a day that bullying can occur. Bullying is not a new phenomenon, but the tactics that are used have changed over the years. Bullying is no longer isolated to student events. Unfortunately, some adults experience bullying as well. Thanks to social media, 24/7 interaction is more prevalent, and cyberbullying is becoming a current trend as well. Our role as a school system is to do our best to intervene and investigate when bullying allegations are made. I'm incredibly proud of our district and the necessary measures that have been taken to educate our staff and students on the dangers of student bullying and workplace bullying. Our employees specifically are trained annually via the Vector Safe Schools platform. Employees were also advised of new Louisiana legislative consequences of not reporting allegations of bullying. They've also been in service on clear definitions and distinctions between bullying, harassment, and conflict. And they are also informed of the necessary procedures to take if students or employees encounter such behavior. Our schools are committed to providing a safe environment for our students and staff. So in essence, I hereby ask you to proclaim the month of October as Bullying Prevention Month to assist in raising awareness that bullying will not be tolerated in our schools and workplaces.
I have a question. Thank you for saying all that. I think the public needs to know that. In the last month, I personally have gotten about 4 complaints of bullying, phone calls, no texts. One of them was frantically, it was about 9:30 p.m., frantically seeking help because her sister was contemplating suicide because of bullying in one of our schools. And I just started looking things up on the internet about what was in place. And I'm glad you mentioned the new legislature, that
Procedures.
just came out that states that, bullying, anybody who has been, if a teacher has received a notice of bullying and they do nothing, they suffer consequences. And and myself, I took it as myself, since I had received that that complaint, that I was obligated to pass it on. So I passed it on to the superintendent. Um, and I don't know what happened after that. I guess you went to the school, but and unfortunately, I've been personally involved in that since my grandson was horribly bullied at another district and gang bullied and beaten. So I looked it up, and they said, well, we haven't received any notice that he had a prior situation with a bully. And I said, every time he went to a teacher and said, this person just pushed me, this person just slapped me, that's your first incident, correct?
Bullying, in order to investigate bullying, there are several criteria that incorporates into that. One, it must be a pattern, it must be an unfair match. Bullying is not limited to cyberbullying, but it can also manifest itself physically via taunting and other nonverbal gestures. I'm so sorry about your grandson and the many other students that have been victimized due to bullying. But I can assure you that if any allegations of bullying have been made, our principals, administrative staff, and the teachers, they are well aware of the proper protocol to follow so that we can conduct a thorough investigation. All records are kept under protection and confidentiality in the Child and Welfare Attendance Division, and we do take those matters seriously. You're welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you.
right, what are the wishes of the board? Ms. Jones? Ms. Jones makes the motion. Okay, Ms. Anselm seconds it. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, G, Learning Disabilities Awareness Month.
Sorry. And this is a new one. Learning Disabilities Awareness Month is celebrated every October, and the month aims to educate, raise awareness, and celebrate the unique differences of various learning disabilities, including dyslexia, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia, and other executive functioning difficulties. According to the United States Department of Education, approximately 2.5 million students have been diagnosed clinically with dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia, and 6 million students have been diagnosed with ADHD. Oftentimes, a student has several or more of these disabilities. And awareness of learning disabilities is one of the most important education advances in recent years, and more Americans are becoming aware of these various learning disabilities, and it requires them to research how they can lead fulfilled and productive lives and make incredible contributions to society. With that being said, I'm respectfully requesting the board to add Learning Disabilities Awareness Month to our annual proclamation listing for the month of October, as we continuously seek to inform our educators, students, parents, and the greater American community about the diversity of learning processes and the potential that those with learning disabilities hold.
Ms. Moore? Ms. Moore makes a motion. Ms. Dennis seconds. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Number 7, approve increase of visitor meal costs. Ms. Shassel.
Good evening. The school breakfast program and the National School Lunch Program require that our visitor meal costs must be equal to or greater than the average meal cost of the previous year. Last year, our average breakfast cost was $3.13, and our average lunch meal cost was $4.67. Therefore, I'm requesting approval to increase breakfast and lunch meal prices for visitors and extra meal to $3.50 for breakfast and $4.75 for lunch.
What are the wishes of the board? Mr. Mancuso? Okay. Makes a motion to accept the recommendation. Ms. Anselm seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. Number 9, approve resolution adopting operating budget of revenues and expenditures for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2024. Mr. Perry.
Before you is this document here. This is the consolidated budget. It incorporates the budget workshops we've had. And just for a reference, at the very beginning is the consolidated total. And for the year, our consolidated total projected fund balance July 1st, 23, 55.9 million. We're taking in revenues of 139 million, expenditures of 138.8 million, excess of 400,000. Our ending projected fund balance is 56 million. That includes the general fund, the maintenance funds, food service, that's everything. So what I'd like to do is read to you the resolution and then ask you to approve it. A resolution adopting an operating budget of revenues and expenditures for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 23 and ending June 30th, 24. Be it resolved by the board members of the St. Mary Parish School Board in regular session convened that Section 1, the attached detailed estimate of revenues by fund for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 23 and ending June 30th, 24, be and the same is hereby adopted to serve as an operating budget of revenues for the school board during the same period. Section 2, the attached estimate of expenditures by fund for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 23 and ending June 30th, 24, be the same and hereby adopted to serve as a budget of expenditures for the school board during the same period. Section 3, the adoption of this operating budget of expenditures be and the same is hereby declared to operate as an appropriation of the amount therein set forth within the terms of the budget classification. And in Section 4, the chief executive and administrative offices of the political subdivision have the authority to make changes within various budget classifications without approval by the governing authority, as well as those powers reserved solely to the approval of the governing authority. So I ask for you to approve this here, and this will conclude our budget process for this fiscal year.
Okay, Mr. Ponte makes a motion to approve. Mr. Folcord makes a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 11, discuss and take necessary action on bids received for Patterson High School and Berwick Junior High School roofing projects using ESSER funds. Mr. Wise.
Good afternoon. I'd also like to clarify on the agenda item that should have been added Berwick High as well. But on behalf of Mr. Carl Bloom, I'd like to present this presentation on his behalf. Last month, you remember that we rejected all of these bids and we asked to rebid. So this is the rebid of the Berwick High, Berwick Junior, and Patterson High roofing projects. In going through the documentation, we had when we originally started considering doing these ESSER fund roofing projects, I estimated of doing approximately 204,000 square feet of roofing, with my estimate being $3,267,200. Upon Mr. Bloom's recommendation and relooking at some of the areas on the roofing, he estimated that we should probably do 216,000 square feet with an estimated budget of $3,613,900. Now, Tuesday, September the 12th at 2 o'clock, we did receive bids. We did receive six bidders. We did have a tie bid between Coleman Roofing Construction from Gonzales of $4,100,000 and Roofing Technologies from Harvey, Louisiana, $4,100,000. Now, what we did inside of his bid packet is that we included 3 deduct bid prices. So we had 3 deduct alternates. The first alternate was to reduce the insulation thickness on the roof. The second alternate was to eliminate re-roofing the canopies at Berwick High and Patterson High. And the third ultimate deduct was to eliminate re-roofing the 2-story classroom wing at Berwick Junior High. So we had those 3 deduct alternates. Upon calculating those 3 deduct alternates, Coleman Roofing was the low bidder at $3,210,000, which puts him inside of our estimated estimate for the project. So at this time, I'd like to ask the board to accept the low bid with all 3 deducts, 1, 2, and 3, for Coleman Roofing and Construction in the amount of $3,210,000.
Okay, thank you. And that includes Berwick High in this.
Berwick High is in that as well.
First, I would need a motion to add Berwick High School to item number 11. So it would include Patterson High School, Berwick Junior High School, and Berwick High School. Okay, Mr. Parity makes a motion to add Berwick High to the agenda item 11. Mr. Ponteef makes a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Okay. Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, number 11 is discuss and take necessary action on bids received for Patterson High School, Berwick Junior High School, and Berwick High roofing projects using ESSER funds. What are the wishes of the board? Move that we accept the recommendation from Ms. and the Coleman bid. And okay, Ms. Ansela makes a motion to so you want to accept it.
Accept Mr. Weiss's recommendation, however, remove alternate number 3 and include it back in. That the re-roofing of the 2-story classroom building.
I second that.
Okay, so the motion is to accept it without alternate 3. Correct?
Yes.
And there's a second. All right, any discussion? I have a question. Does that still fit within the amounts that we have for it? Okay. Anyone else? All right. Is it still the same low bidder when we? Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
You had to do it for the adding an item to the agenda. If you have an abstention or an addition of an item to the agenda, that
Gotcha. Okay, thank you. All right, motion
I'm sorry,
carried.
I have a question. Did, Ms. Angela remove her motion when it was agended, when it was, amended?
We have to remove a motion.
But he amended your motion.
But
So,
if the author accepts the amendment, it's okay.
oh,
I'm assuming that the author had accepted. the
Because she
amendment.
seconded it.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, motion carries. Thank you. Number 12, discuss and take appropriate action to start process to increase school board member monthly stipend. Ms. LaSalle.
thank you, Ms. Black. I've been watching the news and, listening to discussions, from other boards. And it resonated with me what, was said to me many years ago when I first got on the board. The late Mr. Peters took me under his wing to teach me, the history of the board and what was the goings on and what's the do's and don'ts. I was a good student, so I listened to very well. One of the things he said was, I don't know how many years more he had been on the board when I got there, but it's many. And some 40 plus years ago, the board used to make $700 a month. And times got hard sometime after that, and they decreased the amount of the board stipend out of solidarity to the employees, because they had to reduce the employees' pay at the same time. People didn't have an internet to know that, you didn't, school boards don't decrease their own pay during their current term, but it was something that was done. But it was never given back in all of those years. And there are no records prior to 40 years plus ago to even show that they once made $700 a month. The price of the dollar, the cost of the dollar has decreased. And I'm bringing this forward because I just want to make board members aware that other people, other boards in Louisiana have realized the same thing that I have realized. This board currently makes $600 a month for board members as a stipend, and the president makes $9. Louisiana maximum for board members is $800 for board members and $900 for presidents, except in Orleans Parish. For some reason, I pulled this from their policy book under item BBBE, that board president makes $1,000 and the board members make $8. I don't know how that's possible. But I just looked at the neighboring parishes, and then I pulled randomly the other southern parishes, just to see how we compare. Ascension Parish, board members make $800, president $900. Assumption Parish, board president $900, board members $800. Iberia Parish, board president $900, board members $800. Iberia Parish, Iberville Parish, sorry, board president $900, board members $800. St. Martin Parish, board president $900, board members $800. St. Mary Parish, board president $700, board members $600. Terrebonne Parish, board members $900. I'm sorry, board members $800, board president $900. And recently this week, Lafourche Parish, who made 500 members, 600 board president, did the same thing I'm doing right now. And they brought it to the board and they discussed it like I want to do now. And they decided that they were going to table it and take the action up again later on. Their intention was to raise it from the board members from 500 to 800 and the board president from 600 to 900. It's been over 40 years since we have had any action, and action was to be decreased. I'm giving you this information as food for thought. I'm not asking for any action tonight. I'm just asking you to absorb it for us to, I'm going to do like Lafourche Parish, so that we can absorb it, talk about it, and table it. So I'm not going to table it yet in case somebody has something to say, but my intention is to table this item for now. Unless someone has something to say.
I have a question. When does the board have to make a decision by? I know when you're looking at the budget, does it have to go under like a certain budget year?
We've already adopted the budget, but you're talking about around $25,000. So that has no real impact on the budget just adopted.
And the question, were you thinking of proposing the $200 increase to be consistent with the neighboring parishes, or a $100 increase, which would be about a $13,000 yearly cost?
Yeah, the 200 to be consistent with the other parishes.
When you're taking this into consideration, our teachers also aren't consistent with the outside neighboring parishes right now. And I respect you doing the research, and I took this position fully aware of the fact that other places had higher. I did know that already. Actually, our parish council makes $200 less than us council members, and that was just brought up this year. But I would like to see us work towards our support staff coming up to par in financial stability, and also our teachers before I'd like to readdress this.
This board has always, before you got here, always worked toward giving the teachers and support staff money. We've given stipends. We've given, when we became very lean years, I think that's when we started the stipends, right, Mr. Perry? We started around Christmas. Employees became to expect it. So we have always done that. But when you are a board member, yes, you have a stipend. You don't expect a salary.
Oh, no, I fully respect everything that the board.
Can I finish? Sure. Okay. You don't expect a salary. And I respect your opinion. I had that opinion as well over the years. So that's why I never said anything. But time brings about a change. And I respect what we do. And I want others to respect what we do and respect who we are. We make a lot of hard decisions for our employees. We put our employees first. And this is a minimum amount of money to come from the budget. Like I said, I'm not asking for any action tonight. And I'm not asking for us to be martyrs either. I don't want us to be martyrs. That's what I want us to get away from, that mentality that you are worthy, a servant is worthy of their hire. So just think of it in that way, that times have changed. The dollar value is not like it was before. I could only imagine 40+ years ago, getting a stipend of $700, I think I would have felt rich. They had it really good. That $700 is not even worth $700 now. So you know the $600 isn't. But with that all said, I make the motion to table this until another meeting, another year, hopefully not another board.
Second the motion.
All right, Mr. Fontenot has turned in a comment card on the matter. Would you like to come up and speak?
So, I didn't know this was on the agenda, because I was coming for the budget meeting. I didn't realize it was a full school board member, meeting, but, I'm kind of piggybacking on what you said. I think it would be in the best interest of the school board members to increase the paraprofessionals, the custodians, and go look at the research and see what they get paid. It's atrocious. Custodians, maintenance workers, and the teachers overall work towards that. And I promise you, y'all wouldn't have any backlash on getting a pay raise if y'all took care of the people that take care of all our kids. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
I agree with you, and we're working towards that.
Thank you so much. Any other discussion? So the motion is to table item 12, and there's a second. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you so much. All right, number 13, memorandum of understanding between St. Mary Parish School Board and St. Mary Vermilion CAA Head Start Program with provisions of Public Law 102-119, the Individuals with Disabilities Act, and Public Law 97-35, Federal Head Start Act. Any discussion on it, board?
I just need to go on record as abstaining.
All right, so do I have a motion to accept the memorandum of understanding? We pulled it from the consent agenda.
So I need to pull them because
13 and
I need to
14 are pulled.
abstain.
Yes. All right. Can I get a motion to accept the memorandum of understanding? Ms. LaSalle makes the motion. Mr. Parity makes the second. Any abstentions? Ms. Moore abstains. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Number 14 was pulled as well. Memorandum of Understanding between St. Mary Vermilion CAA Head Start Program and St. Mary Parish School Board. You pulled it for the same reason. Yeah. So can I get a motion to accept? Ms. Jones makes the motion. Ms. Anselm seconds. Any abstentions? All right. Ms. Moore abstains. Any discussion? All those. Wait, I did all that, right? Yeah, I got, okay. All right, motion carries. All right, number 16, discuss and take appropriate action to start the process to adopt the Louisiana PPM 49 travel guide for St. Mary Parish Schools and Board. Ms. Moore.
Okay. I wanted to bring it to the board's attention to begin looking at this process. There have been several occasions where we have discussed what the appropriate rate should be for certain travel processes and procedures and cost. And it's almost like we're spinning our wheels when the state of Louisiana already has a policy in place. And I'll just read the purpose, objective, and goal of this policy. And the wishes are that we would, in some point, review it and see if we would be in alignment with this. The purpose of this travel guide is to provide guidelines and establish procedures for individuals incurring business travel expenses on the state's behalf. The objective is to ensure that all travelers have a clear and consistent understanding of policies and procedures for business travel, provide state travelers with a reasonable level of service, comfort, and safety at the lowest possible cost, maximize the organization's ability to negotiate discounted rates with preferred suppliers, and reduce travel expenses. And the goal is to provide necessary travel training for state agencies to ensure compliance with the travel policy. I just wanted to add that if we were at some point to adopt this policy, whenever the state rates or state policy updates, if we've already adopted this, then we would be in alignment with other state agencies. Again, I don't want to make a motion on it tonight to move forward with it, but just for review and present it so that we can review it and see how it aligns with what we do and how it would benefit us to either adopt it or not adopt it. But I just wanted to present it and go on record that there is an actual document that's adopted by the state where they negotiate the best rates, et cetera. And this is what all other state agencies are following.
I second it. Second to, go ahead and
Table it.
stay, yeah, to table it. But, oh, I can't ask a question after we table it. Okay.
So that's okay. So your motion was to
Table
table
it.
it
I just wanted
for
to
further
present it.
discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, and Ms. LaSalle makes the second. All right, any discussion?
I just wanted to know if you had a copy of that, that document that shows the new.
It's in your packet. It's
Nice.
item number 16. And it's about 50
It-
pages.
I skipped it. Ginger was telling me about that. I was like, I don't see that. Okay. All right.
Did you want a timeline on that table? You just want us to review it for next month possibly?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, all those in,
Well, we just were talking about it. We would table it for at least for the next meeting. This will give you a month to review it, come up with any questions that you may have.
all those in favor of tabling item number 16, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, committee reports. School Uniform Committee met on Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023 at 5:30 in the Evans Meeting Room at the Central Office Complex in Centerville, Louisiana. Ms. LaSalle.
The uniform committee met for about 15 minutes. And the item was to make a decision whether or not to add a color to BEB. And the vote was unanimously to stay with what is in the policy, to keep the navy and the white shirts. And I'm offering that as a motion for the board.
I second.
Oh, okay, give me a second.
All right, so you have the motion to keep the policy as the same. Ms. Moore seconds. Any discussion? Mr. Fulcourt, do you have anything? Nope. All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Mr. Mancuso?
Yeah, under committee reports, I would like to call a Maintenance District 3 committee meeting prior to our next board meeting on October 12th at 4:45 to receive updates on the ongoing projects that we have previously approved. October 12th. This can be the next board meeting date at 4:45.
Yep.
And the architect did confirm that he would be there as well.
Okay, so District 3 Maintenance Committee will meet prior to the October regular school board meeting on October 12th, 2023 at 4:45. Under staff reports, Mr. Perry.
In your packet is the general fund financial statement through the month of October. And we've completed our second month of sales taxes and they're running slightly above budget. We collected 2.1 million versus 1.9 million budgeted. And that's all I have.
Okay. Thank you so much. Dr. Fagan Bush, Superintendent's Report.
I would like to begin with commending the board on their decision to absorb the additional healthcare renewal expenses that could have been an additional expense for our employees. Thank you for your ongoing support for the well-being of our school families. active, and retired. Yesterday, across the district, progress reports were released and parent-teacher conferences were held. Progress reports provide a great overview of a child's academic performance and current status in school. We highly encourage you to review the reports carefully and discuss them with your children. Celebrate their achievements and talk to them about areas where they may need additional support. Please do not hesitate to contact your child's school for any assistance or clarification needed. It is homecoming season at our high schools. This week, Patterson and Morgan City High are celebrating, with our other 4 high schools celebrating within the next few weeks. We wish all of our schools a successful event and remind our students to respect one another and their communities as they celebrate. We also welcome our alumni as they too celebrate in the homecoming events across the district. It is a pleasure to announce that we have 310 pre-K students and classes are almost at capacity. Working with our pre-K children to maximize early exposure to literacy and numeracy is a critical component for their future success. And on that note, again, I would like to thank you for adding our pre-K teachers and support staff in our tax stipending. I am closing my report with a heavy heart following the recent tragic school events in our state that have resulted in the loss of student life. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims, their families, and the entire school communities affected by these senseless acts of violence. These acts serve as a stark reminder of the importance of school safety. I want to assure you that the safety and well-being of our students, staff, and faculty is our highest priority. We are currently conducting a thorough review of our safety measures and emergency response procedures. School-based drills have been and are being conducted on every school site. We are committed to doing everything in our power to ensure the safety of our school community. Thank you for your continued support and cooperation as we work together to make sure St. Mary Parish is strong. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Fagenbush. Okay, can I get a motion to adjourn following the resolution of respect? Ms. Moore makes the motion, Mr. Mancuso seconds. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Please stand if you are able to for the resolution of respect.
In memoriam of Dolores Edwards, Joseph Hebert, Matthew Johnson, Sarah Vercher, and Rose White, whereas Almighty God in his infinite wisdom has taken from our midst Dolores Edwards, Joseph Hebert, Matthew Johnson, Sarah Vercher, and Rose White, and whereas their untimely death has deprived the St. Mary Parish school system of a retired school bus driver, a retired food service technician, a retired custodian, retired teacher, and an active bus driver, and fine citizens. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the St. Mary Parish School Board and the people attending this board meeting rise and bow our heads in silent prayer out of respect for the late Dolores Edwards, Joseph Hebert, Matthew Johnson, Sarah Vercher, and Rose White, and extend to their bereaved families our sincere condolences in this, their hour of sorrow. And in these inadequate words, endeavor to express the high regard which we held each of them in life and honor their memory and death. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be inscribed on a separate page of the official proceedings of this meeting, that a copy of this resolution be sent to the bereaved families of Dolores Edwards, Joseph Hebert, Matthew Johnson, Sarah Vercher, and Rose White, and that this meeting adjourn out of respect for them. Amen.